Anyways, Mike, what's going on, man? It's good to have you, brother. I know we've been working with you about 6 to 8 months now, and it's been an awesome journey, brother. So I think first things first, just to set the context for everybody, how much weight are you down now, brother?
I'm down 40 pounds now,
40 pounds. 40
still
pounds.
counting. Yeah.
Still counting. Here we go, man. That's huge, brother. I'm proud of you. When I got that text this morning that we finally hit 225, I was so happy, man. It was perfect timing. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be better, man. You started in the 260s, right?
265. Yeah. So down to 225 today.
Right on the head. Right on the head, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know it's been obviously, Gabe and I have been very, very close to your journey more than the average DK guy. So I know we kind of know a lot of the answers to these questions, but I think what's important for some people to hear is just, kind of walk them through the process, right? Like, what were you struggling with before joining, and what were you really looking to change?
Yeah. Well, for me, I've tried a bunch of different things, but before I found you guys, and what I struggled with the most was the mental aspect on this. Um, y- you know, just breaking through that barrier of um, the mental struggle of, the overeating and the food addiction and um, everything that goes on, I would say, kind of behind the scenes as to, how I got as big as I did, right? And that was really what I was looking for in a solution, was not just eat less, move more, and count calories and all that kind of stuff. I have to do that stuff anyway to really kind of get back down to where I should be. But I wanted to really learn more about, how I could, in order to keep this off longer term, I needed to change that whole mental mindset. And that's what attracted me to DK, and why I was really interested in working with you guys directly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's the biggest piece, right? The default actions. So what exactly did we do to help you solve the mindset side of things specifically?
Yeah. I mean, I think the modules that you guys put forth were really kind of eye-opening to me, and really, um, I think originated some breakthroughs. There was some fears I really had to address and um, put down on paper and really talk about. And you guys provided the tools to do that, as well as the forum to have those communications. Um, and and I think the other aspect of it is the community that is within DK. And at least for me, it was helpful to know that I'm not the only one that's gone through this before. I'm not the only one that's had these struggles, um, or had these thoughts or feelings or habits, right? That um, I'm not unique in that sense. So those were some of the key aspects for me that really stand out.
Yeah, and as much as you're comfortable sharing, I know this one's more of a deeper question, but I'm curious, because I'm sure some people can relate to it. Like, what were some of those like fears and maybe limiting beliefs that you had around the weight loss that might have maybe prevented you seeing the progress in the past?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, one of the ones I had just forever, as long as I can remember, is that, oh, I'm big boned. I'm always going to be big. I've always been the biggest kid in the class, or whatever. And so um, I was limited for a long time, even within the program, in terms of like where I should be weight wise. And so that was one thing that really took a long time to get through. That even at 225, this isn't where I should be. I should be south of 200. Um, but I was comfortable in this range, right? Now I look at it and I realize like, no, I still got work to do. But I think the other, some of the other things that or fears that sort of came up for me that really kind of propelled me over the last 10 or so years is just becoming a dad. Um, that has really kind of added a lot of stress to my life, not just from managing the family and the kids and stuff, but there was a lot of internal struggle that I had in terms of being a dad, not really being raised with the father, being raised by a single mom, not really having a good example of what a husband is, what a father is, how I'm supposed to act and behave. And so, there was a lot of that kind of consternation in my house and in my head, where I just didn't feel good enough or adequate enough. And those are the types of feelings that really I tried to eat. And that's really what propelled me to kind of get as big as I got.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like you kind of, the process of getting up to 265 was really, eating as a form of almost dealing with some of those other things you were working through, right? So,
Yeah.
did you try before Default Kings to try to gain control of those eating habits?
Um, I mean, I, I've done everything from vegan. I was vegan for over 8 years, and initially that worked okay until I started eating mostly vegan junk food, that was high in fat and so forth, and started gaining weight, just eating that way. Um, I've definitely tried other programs, that would try and suppress my appetite and things like that. You know, Definitely tried a fair number of the um, just control your eating. You don't have to worry about exercise approaches.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think that was probably one of the things about DK that I, I was a little, I wouldn't say hesitant on, but I kind of recognized like this is going to be a lot more work than anything I'd done before. And so, that was a commitment that I was willing to make, an investment I was willing to make, to really kind of deal with this once and for all. But yeah, I tried a bunch of different things. Pills, supplements, drops, whatever. Especially if it didn't include exercise, I was interested.
Yeah. So, why do you think that this approach worked when those didn't last?
So for me, I needed the structure and the accountability through the coaching. Um, Anything that I've tried previously just didn't really feel personal. It was sort of like, okay, here's your plan. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions. Even with like personal trainers at the gym, like other than working out with the trainer, like I didn't know what to do in between those sessions. And the program you guys have is very specific, shows you everything, how to do every single exercise there is. um, there's opportunities to talk to someone if you're having questions about your form, or hey, this doesn't feel right, is there something else I could do, those types of things. And I felt like it was much more tailored to me, and what I needed. So that was definitely helpful.
Mhm. And in terms of, the fact that, like you said, you're sitting at 225 right now, but you feel like in your mind getting below 200 is the ultimate goal. And the question I wanted to ask you is, I mean, do you feel equipped after working with us to be able to go and not only keep this weight off that you've lost, but actually keep going and get down to 200 yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm well equipped not only to get down there, but to, stay down there. The a lot of the things that I do today, are default actions that I learned in this program, right? And so, um, it is actually inspiring for me to look back and realize, like, this is something that I do every day, or, if there's a choice to be made, I can look at it and say, is this going to get me to where I want to be in the future? That mindset change is really what has been impressive to me. I mean, it's kind of surprised me, to be honest, just recently, yeah, I mean, in the past, it's like, oh, you know, the 12-week program or whatever is over, and it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to, eat all this stuff I haven't been eating, or, not have to go to the gym anymore, and so forth. And, it's been the opposite for me, where it's been, I still wake up early. I still, read my Bible. I still journal. I still work out. I still run. I still do all of these things as a priority, versus, kind of dreading them like I did in the past.
Mm, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so how do you affect these new default actions to impact you for the rest of your life?
Oh, say that again, Gabe.
How do you
How do I?
expect these new default actions to impact you for the rest of your life?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I, I I feel like for me to be a better father, a better husband, I need to be healthy and fit, right? And being under a certain weight is obviously a good target and stuff, but I want to make sure that I've got lean muscle mass, and I'm setting a good example for my kids in terms of how to eat, how to exercise, inspiring my wife, to do the same. Leading the family is how I expect, this is going to transform our whole house, for years and years to come. So it's definitely a longer term game than just a short-term fix, trying to get to a number one time, and then moving on. Right? It's a lifestyle now.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, Mike, your story's inspirational. I know Gabe and I loved every second of working with you, man. So I just want to kind of wrap this up with just saying we appreciate you dearly, man. And we're super proud of you, brother.
Thanks, guys. No, I really appreciate all your help. I mean, even the running was a big one for me, where that was a little bit outside of the program, but you guys stepped up and said, yeah, let's make it happen. And to go from, let's do a 10-minute mile to a 30-minute 5K, yeah, I don't know, that just means the world to me, because I I've already signed up for another race, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get below 29 minutes now. So, I'm just looking forward to continuing to progress, and really appreciate you guys and what you've done for me, and the inspiration you've given me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. We
See you.
appreciate you.
I mean,
Man, Mike, last thing here, if somebody's listening to this right now who's in similar shoes to where you were at when you first started and they're resonating with your story, why should they take action and make a change in their life right now?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about this morning, like, I think about this a lot when I journal, like, just don't wait, that it's not going to get any better. I wish I would have done this years ago. But now that I have it, I don't want to lose it. I want to be able to maintain this, and have my health in 30 years, 50 years, right? And I put it off and put it off and put it off, and tried to figure it out, and do all these different things, until I was almost 50. So, and I didn't need to do that. So, you know, if anybody's on the fence and not quite sure, just take action, you know, just take action. Just don't wait. You know, time is definitely not on our side when we're in this kind of physical condition.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, Mike.
We appreciate you massively, man. And Mike, you freaking crushed it, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
Love you, brother.